The moment that Desmond said, "She is my babe," the way my jaw dropped. You know that kind of cheating in a relationship is the worst kind. It's just the worst kind. You know, there's the one that he's cheating and he's lying. At least he still respects you, he still values you, he's hoping that he will still come back to you. But the one that he comes out after this to tell you she's my babe, accept it. I was not expecting that. At the point where he lost interest in like in everything about his marriage, even his daughter, I started screaming, Juju, oh, Juju, oh, Juju is involved. Hi, Good Life family, what's good? And welcome back to the YouTube channel. It is your girl Mimi Inasike, and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be reviewing the movie To Have and to Heal, currently showing on Uchenna Mbunabo TV here on YouTube. This movie was produced and directed by Isoyip, and the story is by Sandra Okuzwa, by the way. When I saw that the story was by Sandra Okuzwa, for some reason I was not surprised. I was like, hey. For some reason, I felt like this story gave me a vibe of something that Sandra Okuzwa could come up with. I don't know why I felt like that, but then let me know how you felt when you saw that the story was by Sandra Okuzwa and not Uchenna Mbunabo himself. Am I the only one that feels like there's a similarity between Mercy Isoyip and Amma McBrown? I don't know if you know who Amma McBrown is, but then if you don't know Amma McBrown, I think she's a Ghanaian actress. I used to watch a particular show on AIT back in the day when I was like still very young, and her name was Coco in that particular show. I can't even remember the title, but when I saw Mercy Isoyip in this particular movie, it just made me to remember Amma McBrown immediately. I just feel like they look alike somehow. I don't know. If you have seen this movie or if you know Mercy Isoyip and you know Amma McBrown, tell me if you feel like they look alike somehow. I feel like they look alike. I don't know. Or is it just me? Uchenna Mbunabo this year has set out to make sure that there is pepper on the streets of YouTube, because he has been releasing some awesome movies back to back from January up until this point, and I want to say he's doing a wonderful, fantastic job. He's doing commendably well. Let me know how you feel about the movies that he has been making and putting out on this space up until this time in the comment section. This movie was a wonderful one. First of all, I'd like to say it was a very simple movie and a simple storyline. I love that this movie was kind of like a breath of fresh air somehow, because it's been a while that I've seen any, like modern day Nollywood movies promoting, like Christian values, relationship with God. So I just want to say that I appreciate the fact that this movie had kind of took us away from all of the whole things that have been going on the space of YouTube, because most of the movies that you see being put out on YouTube these days are mainly like that. You get what I mean? I love that this movie was an eye-opener. Kind of, when they say resist the devil and he shall flee, a lot of people like to assume that particular saying or that particular quote from the Bible is mainly talks about praying and casting and binding the devil. Resisting the devil goes beyond, it transcends casting and binding, because for you to have to get to the point where you begin to cast and bind, that means you were not doing the resisting. It basically boils down to not indulging him by your thoughts, by your interactions with people, by your kind of relationships that you keep. It boils down to not encouraging certain behaviors around you, not keeping certain people around you, not doing certain things that you know that in the long run it might lead to something very, very destructive. I really wish that Desmond had done the right thing by, okay, you had an issue with this particular woman. You've settled her, you've done the right thing you need to do. We thank God she's safe. We thank God she's fine. Nothing happened to her. She did not die. Right? You took her to the hospital and probably gave her some money to settle her issues. You honestly didn't have, okay, I can understand that he come from the point of being a kind man that wanted to take responsibility by giving her his card just so she could reach him in case of anything. But then getting to the point of bringing her into your office, when your wife kicked against it, that might have just been the voice of God. That might have just been the voice of the Holy Spirit speaking to you, because the Holy Spirit can speak to you in any form or fashion. And this particular thing that leads you to feel the need to want to start lying to your wife or getting into any form of conflict with your wife, shouldn't that raise some kind of questions as to what would the end result of this particular situation be, right? Just wish that Desmond had done the right thing from the onset and just followed his wife, because considering that this particular woman, when she said she wanted to work for you, that is supposed to be very questionable, because why must you work for me? Why? Obviously there's no vacancy. I have a secretary. I said there's no vacancy in this particular office position, so you're now insisting that you want to work for me. Are you now saying I should sack somebody and employ you? I I just feel like Desmond was allowed himself to be kind of gullible, and I don't want to, in as much as this is not what the movie portrays, but I just want to say that whether Desmond likes it or not, there was a particular point in time when he started to feel some sort of attraction towards this particular woman, because that thing that will move you to go against your wife's wish and hide something like this from your wife and lie to your wife just because you want to keep this person in your office. First of all, you don't know this one from anywhere. Secondly, she's not even qualified for the job. So why do you feel like it is so important for you to hire her? I just feel like at some point in his subconsciousness, without even knowing, he had already started feeling a certain type of attraction towards this particular woman, and that is the time that you need to press the red stop button and take a step back. This movie drew my mind to a particular story, one particular point in time. Then I think I was still in uni when I heard a story of a particular pastor here in Nigeria that said he sacked his secretary or somebody or a lady in his office. I can't remember the actual role that she was occupying in the office because he was feeling a certain kind of attraction towards her. And a lot of people were saying, oh, it's not fair, this and that and that. One thing you need to know is that resisting the devil for him to flee, it could be through anything, right? You work in an office where you have an opportunity to avoid a particular situation by maybe sacking this particular person or not employing somebody because you're a married man and you're feeling attracted. Even if you're not a married man, you're feeling attracted to this particular person in a way that you know is not godly. There is nothing wrong in actually letting the person go. Not letting the person go in a way of like maybe leaving the person without nothing. You could give her a letter of recommendation, help her to get like another job somewhere, but just let her go. Keep this person away from your space, right? When Desmond said he offered to actually help her get a job somewhere and she refused. That means something is fishy. And I just feel like Desmond indulging her for such a long time was because he already started feeling some kind of attraction towards this particular woman. But you know, one thing about human beings is when we start to feel like a kind of ungodly attraction towards a particular situation, a particular thing, I don't know why we feel like we might have the willpower to pull away from it when it gets to what it will get to. I just feel like Desmond in this particular situation wanted to see how far it will go. See how far, for me, I believe strongly that when he saw that woman, when she came, like the next time, and he couldn't recognize her because she actually did look so good. I felt like he somehow, whether knowingly or unknowingly, started feeling a sense of attraction towards her, and he was probably willing to, go with the flow and see how far it will go. One thing you need to know as a human being is that you are not that strong. You are not that strong. If you allow temptation to go on for a particular point in time, you will fall. You are a human being. It's written in the Bible, resist the devil and he shall flee. There is a reason why that is said. Don't think that you are strong enough to pull out at the last minute. You are not. You will fall. That's one thing that we all need to know. And I love that this movie was an eye-opener. And secondly, I want to say I don't think I was the only one that was not surprised at the end of the movie when we found out who was the main mastermind behind all of these things. I was not, honestly, from the onset, for some reason, watching this movie, my mind was just going to test. I was just thinking that I don't know why I felt like something somewhere was drawing me to the fact that I just felt like this lady has a hand in this thing somehow. Because the way Anika painted such a perfect picture of her relationship with her husband, a perfect picture of her marriage, and then this other person was coming in with so much negative thoughts, so much negative energy with regards to like marriage and all of that, it just gave the impression of someone who wasn't having a happy home. Because if you were having a happy home, all of these things shouldn't be a problem to you. When she was like, you're cooking, this one, you're this, that, like, I just knew that something is not wrong. Something is wrong with this friend. I was not comfortable. I really was not comfortable with Anika sharing all of the information that she was sharing with this particular friend. But then you cannot really blame her, right? She and this woman have been friends for a very long time, and they had such a wonderful bond. She probably just saw her as family at that particular point in time. So she was honestly not even expecting any craziness from her side. Then I just feel like this movie also opens our eyes to learn to not overshare, because I don't know, this thing that people say about not wanting to tell people about certain things that are happening in their life because they don't want them to jinx it is real. Honestly, it is real. You don't know who is somewhere trying to cast an evil eye on you and all of the things that is happening. You don't really have any business sharing your family information, like the kind of things that go on in your marriage with people. Whether you're friend or not your friend, try to keep your personal business personal. It's called personal for a reason. I want to commend the cute little actress that played the role of Sarah in this particular movie. She was so cute. Like, what's it about that girl? if I think that she's a very fantastic actress, no, I don't think she's a very fantastic actress because she's still young. I just feel like she will grow into it. I just feel like she would actually grow into it because I see her in movies. She's just really happy to be there. The way like her energy is so like pure, very genuine. She's always so excited. She's all smiles, very happy. Right now, I don't think she's in her very good actress era, but do I feel like she's good? I think she's good enough. She brings in the kind of energy that you would need from a child on a movie set, and that's really commendable. One thing that you cannot take away from the fact is that she's a child, and children will be children, you know. But then I just feel like with time she will grow and become better. But as for being cute and adorable, she's really cute and adorable. I love the energy that she brings into movies. You just see that excitement and happiness in her when she's playing her role. She's just very happy to be there. She's looking at these people and I don't think she can believe it. She can believe it. Like she's just very cute. And I think that she's very energetic in movies. She's not that much of a fantastic actress because there is something about the way she speaks in movies that you just know that she's not yet very conversant with how to deliver her roles. But then I feel like she's learning and she would go places. She's doing a great job. I want to commend Audrey Harrison for playing the role of a wife in this movie. I really love Audrey Harrison because she's one actress that I see and I've noticed that she's just very chill in her ways. I love her composure. It's not in a way, you know, there are some people that act in a movie and they are forming steez, they are bringing steez, and you know, like it's now like they're forming, they're not delivering their roles because they're forming too much, they're trying to look, you know, like bougie and all of that. But then there's Audrey Harrison is just one actress that I know that nails her roles effortlessly. She portrays her characters to perfection. I love that this movie brought us another side of Audrey Harrison that I have not seen, because Audrey Harrison is always very calm, collected, very composed in her movies. So this movie actually put pepper on her body. She actually had to get up and like move her body. But then despite how much she had to be very active and be in like her action game in this movie, she was still very chill while at it. I really love Audrey Harrison and I love her eyes. Her eyes are so beautiful. I love the sound of her voice. Even when she was shouting, her voice was just still very, you know, like I think she's just a very demure young lady. Let's go on Maurice Sam, Tony mess of our time. I don't know why when I was just watching this particular movie and I saw Maurice Sam falling for the seductress, I was just like, Tony Mess Pro Max. If you watch like old Nollywood movies or you remember like movies from like our childhood days, you would know Tony Umes and you know what it stands for back in the day in all of the old Nollywood movies. It just made me remember Tony Umes instantly when I saw him acting, and it was just so funny. I think he did well. To be very honest, I am not really a fan of Maurice Sam. There's just something about his acting. I can't place a finger on it, but then I'm not really always impressed with his acting. But then I see that he has a lot of fans and a lot of people like him, so it might just be my own personal preference. I think he's a good looking guy. As for being a wonderful, fantastic actor, I don't know. I can't really say for sure. But what I would say is I'm not usually very impressed with his acting for some reason. But then in this particular movie, I think he did commendably well. I didn't expect that he would be able to nail the role of a seduced, finished man. I think he did very well. That's why I said Tony Umes of our time, because this is the first time I'm actually seeing him bringing a character to life in a way that impressed me. Mercy Isoyip's character as the seductress in this particular movie. Oh my god. There's something about her eyes. There is something about her eyes, and that's probably why I say she looks like Amma McBride. I don't know. There's sort of something about their face that makes them to look alike somehow. I don't know. There's something about her eyes and the way she moves, the way I think she brought the character of Keisha to life, and it's very commendable. She did a very fantastic job. I can't even say otherwise, and I can't even listen to anybody who is trying to say otherwise. She did commendably well, and I love how well she brought this character to life. I love how well she put her all into portraying her role in this movie. She did very, very commendably well. Let's talk about Eta Jo Maria, who played the role of Tess, the friend of Anika. That's Audrey Harrison in this particular movie. I think she did really good. I didn't find any faults in her acting, considering that she didn't really do a lot on the screen. She was just very chill. She wasn't really majorly on the screen most of the time, but I think she did commendably well in the level that she was playing. She didn't do too much, she didn't do too little. I think her acting was just the right amount of good, really commendable. For the story, I would say the story was a good one. I loved the story because it was different from a lot of things that we've been seeing on the space of modern day Nollywood movies here on the space. I think Uchenna Mbunabo is doing really well at bringing some really good movies to our screen this year, 2025. I saw someone in the comment section say something about him being the best producer of 2025, and I might just agree, right? I honestly might just agree. The movie was really good. I think I love the overall direction of the movie. I love that they kept the movie very short and simple, no unnecessary deviations. Very, very commendable. And as for minor flops, I don't think there were many. I know I cannot be the only one that heard somebody laugh. You know that scene where Mercy Isoyip, that's Keisha, came into Desmond's office and then she tried to like she sat on his desk and she tried to cross her leg over his head. I can swear that I heard somebody laugh. I heard somebody laugh behind the camera. I can't even lie. I just it was very quick and short, but like I heard like a quick giggle. Like I might not have noticed it, but I noticed it. And then if you doubt me, go back and replay that particular scene again. I just really think that they could have worked on that. They could have easily redone that particular scene. Like it's as if we don't take us serious here on this YouTube space. So because how are you recording one of your cameramen or crew members laughing and you don't feel the need to cut out that part or just redo that scene? Like that thing is not really hard to do. Cross her leg over his head again. It's not that hard. Like somebody, you need to play it and record somebody laughing in this thing. It wasn't that much of a big deal because it was not very obvious. But then I noticed it, and for me to notice it, then some other person noticed it. But and I know some people might be like, oh, it's not that much of a big deal. See, if you want Nollywood to be better, if you want our movies to become better, these little things that you need to pay attention to, these little things. Overall, I think the movie was a good watch. I'll give the movie a 7/10 because it was a simple, short story. I recommend you watch it. It's a good film. It's very interesting. It's really insightful and also entertaining to some extent. I want to commend Uchenna Mbunabo for his dedication to giving us real food to eat this year, 2025. I love it. Kudos to the story writer. It was a good story. Kudos to the script writer. Kudos to the producer. Kudos to the director. Everybody in the team came together and they did a fantastic job. I love it. Gladly and successfully, we have come to the end of this particular movie review. If you enjoyed this review, please subscribe to this particular channel. I bring awesome, amazing and insightful movie reviews here on this particular space about YouTube Nollywood movies. So if you're a fan of Nollywood movies or YouTube Nollywood movies or movies in general, or you just like me, please subscribe to the channel. Click on the bell icon that pops up after subscribing to get notified whenever I put out new and amazing content like this. And until I come to your screen again next time, I remain your girl, Mimina CK. Thank you so very much for watching. Thank you so very much for stopping by. Thank you for your support so far. I love you all dearly and God bless you. Bye.